Panthers fans, Baltimore Ravens fans, heck, even Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and maybe fans of teams that will be looking for a wide receiver next year. It's time for us to have a conversation around Diontae Johnson. Man, I got to tell you, the Carolina Panthers look better and better by the day with this entire thing. And hats off to Mike Tomlin for, again, dealing with whatever was going on there in Pittsburgh. We knew Johnson wanted out. They basically gave him away the same way that we gave away Jackson to them in the trade. But Johnson got here and he didn't seem to be a problem. I know there were signs of frustrations in the first few games when Bryce Young played poorly, but then we saw Andy Dalton kind of provide a spark, and then Diontae Johnson jumped out to our leading receiver, had 30 receptions, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you thought for a minute, like, okay, maybe this guy can be a number one wide receiver here. And then for whatever reason, there's kind of like a fake injury. He practices when he wants and when he doesn't. And sure enough, the trade deadline comes up and the Panthers, Dan Morgan, get him out of here for a bag of chips, basically, conditional pick. And a lot of fans were like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that the Panthers gave that up for Diontae Johnson. We should have got this. We should have got so much more. And then you hear the asking price was like a 6th or 7th round pick. So we got what we could get. I think a lot of it has to do with the locker room side of who Diontae Johnson is. Now, I will always come on record to say I don't know him. I've never met him. I can only see the interactions that he posts about and the way he acts and the way we interpret it. He did say after one of the games in Carolina that he can't play every position on the field, taking a shot at the team, saying that he was doing his part. Well, he's been doing his part. Since leaving Carolina, he has 1 reception for 6 yards, limited snap count, and as you can see, really no production. Well, I guess things boiled over, and I did not watch the Ravens game from this past week, but I guess he refused to go into the game because of injuries, because he had gotten so far down in the pecking order. He was trying to make a statement. And then I did see Harbaugh asked about this earlier this week, and I don't really remember the comment, but I know he brought it up. Well, today, folks, we get a statement from the Baltimore Ravens for immediate release. This is statements from Ravens EVP and GM Eric DeCosta. Here's what it says. We have made the difficult decision to suspend Diontae Johnson for our upcoming game against the New York Giants for conduct detrimental to the team. Diontae Johnson's suspension stems from refusing to enter our game against the Philadelphia Eagles. We will have no further comment on this matter going forward. My gosh, how do you refuse to go into the game as an NFL player? And you want to talk about a train wreck and ruining your reputation, ruining your money? This dude is getting closer and closer to not even being in the NFL. We've seen the Antonio Browns. We've seen the guys. I mean, we saw it here with Robbie Anderson for a little bit, maybe not as severely as this. But your reputation is carried with you. And now you're talking about 3 teams that have had to deal with this. You're going to run out of opportunities. Yes, there will be somebody that wants to pick him up. But you think about the payday that he could have had if he just stayed in Carolina, kept his head down, kept working, stacked up his yards, and it wouldn't even have to be a payday here. He was a free agent. He could go wherever he wants. But now, man, I don't know who's going to want to touch this and who's going to want to deal with it. But I'm just thankful that it's not the Carolina Panthers. And some folks have wondered, because you go back and watch the Blueprint series, there was a clip in there way back when where they discussed Diontae Johnson and him being a focal point in this offense. And, like, where's Diontae Johnson? He's going to be the primary target. You wonder when Bryce Young was playing how much of that was the mental side of him trying to force the ball, find him. Didn't work out, but, hey, we do have to admit, without Diontae Johnson here, not to throw Jonathan Mingo into the conversation, but without Jonathan Mingo here too, the Bryce Young has seemed to be playing well and kind of battling things out and working it out himself. So anyways, that's all we got. All I got to say is good luck to the Baltimore Ravens fans.